Hello, champions. I hope all of you guys are well. I am speaking to you again from my apartment in New York, though I wish I was with you right now. I am right now in weather that is about 1 degree outside, so it's a little bit different than Dominica, a lot different from Dominica. But I'll be heading into work soon, but I wanted to get this out of the way because this is a very, very important message I have for you guys today. We're going to talk about something that's very important, a process that has helped me achieve a lot in my life, and that is goal setting. So this video, it's our second video. I'm going to give you a quick outline of what we're going to talk about. First, we're going to talk about what goal setting is and why it's so important. Secondly, we'll go through something that I've gone through myself that hopefully you can relate to and understand how I apply it in my life. Third, I want you guys to understand the process of setting goals and also dealing with something that's also very important that you understand, failure. Something that will always come up on your way to your goals. And then we'll talk about who you should share your goals with and how they can help you achieve your goals. And finally, of course, I'm going to leave all of you with a challenge. Okay, so first, what is goal setting and why is it important? Goal setting is the process in which you take something that you want in your future, think about it, understand what it actually means, and set yourself on a plan, on a course to actually make it a reality. Don't get confused. Goal setting is not about just trying to get something that you want, okay? This is about something that you are willing to work towards, something that you have come to understand is what you want to really be and have, and something that is meaningful to you. So finding out the goals that you really want to go forward in your life is a long process, but you can always set up longer or short-term goals. It doesn't have to be, what do you want to be in your future? It can be, what do you want to do at the end of this week or end of this month or end of the year or even end of the day. So setting goals, understanding why you're setting them, and the process in which how you achieve them is something that you should really, as a young person, spend a lot of time thinking about. I can give you an example myself. So in addition to an athlete, my job, I think I've mentioned this before in the first video, but I am a track and field coach. So I coach athletes, and my personal goal is to help each athlete become their best. So one of the big differences between being an athlete and being a coach is that you realize as a coach, not everyone learns and understands things the same way that you do. Okay? It's very similar to teaching. So constantly I have to research and try to understand why different people make different mistakes, even though I give the same instructions. So I'll show you something. I do research, and I've related my job as a coach to being a teacher. And so I read books like this. It's called Building a Better Teacher. I think it's a great book. It's something that's giving me some understanding into how teachers think and how they help a student solve a problem that maybe another student isn't having a problem with. So that's an example of something that I've done, a step that I've taken in increasing the amount of research and understanding and learning that I do to help each athlete become who they want to be as an athlete and reach their athletic goals. So the process of goal setting. This is something that I think you can apply to pretty much anything that you want to accomplish in your life. And if you have the right goals, if you have the right motivation and the will, you can go very far with this. So first, I always start with the longest term goal. What do you want to do? Do you want to run in the Olympic Games? Do you want to be a doctor? Do you want to be a lawyer? Do you want to be a fireman? Do you want to be a police officer? Okay? So that's the long-term goal. That's way down the road. Then what you're going to do is break that down into smaller and smaller pieces. Okay? So you take the long-term goal, being a police officer, right? Do you have to complete a certain exam to become a police officer or a certain training to become a police officer? What do you have to do to prepare for that? What kind of personality traits or what are police officers you like? Are they brave? Are they people who are physically fit? And how do you address those goals? So what you would essentially do is break it down into smaller and smaller pieces. So if you wanted to improve your grades by the end of the year, you say, okay, how do I do that? I have to find out what are my weakest subjects. And if I'm weak in math, how do I study more? What do I need to learn more? Are my habits the best they can be? And you can break this down into something that you can literally do every single day to get you closer and closer to that long-term goal. Okay? Now, along that process, it's not always going to be perfect. You're not always going to have perfect progress, which is something that is very important that you understand. Failure is not something that means that you're not going to achieve your goals. It just means that sometimes you have to make an adjustment or work harder or try again. Don't be discouraged if you fail in one of your short-term goals. You have the time, especially as a young person, to try again, to learn from that failure. Think about why you failed and see if you just give more effort or if you do things a little bit smarter with the understanding that you have now from the failure. Is it more likely that trying again will you actually succeed? In addition to all of that, I think one of the things that's really helped me in my life is people around me that I share my goals with. Positive people who are willing to help me and keep me accountable. Make sure that I'm doing what I need to do to accomplish the goals that I actually have in my life. So think about people in your life, your family, your friends, your teachers and so on, your professors that will help you stay focused, motivated, and won't distract you from your goals. You want people around you who are going to help you accomplish the things that you've set to do in your life. Okay? So finally, the challenge. Of course, it's going to be about goal setting. I want you to think about a goal that you want to accomplish by the end of the school year. And when you have that, break it down into smaller pieces and things you can do and look at the process and how are you going to achieve that daily, weekly, monthly, and so on. And then I want you to share your goal with a classmate and think of one way in which you can help your classmate achieve their goal. Okay? Again, I'm really glad to be working with you guys. I hope this helps. And I want to hear about some of the goals that you guys all have. So feel free to reach out. I'm sure you can get my contact information from your teachers and and the people who work with the Classroom Champions program. But work hard. Believe that you can actually accomplish great things. It's not all going to happen in one day, but if you keep working towards it, it can happen. All right? All right, so I'll see you guys in the third video. All right, bye.